Hey guys, Nananki here, bringing you another Team Fortress 2 gameplay commentary. This time I was playing on some Frontier, and playing, as you can see, the Engineer with the Gunslinger. Barely made it past those stickies on the doorway. I see in the kill feed people dead there from those stickies. I was like, oh, please let the demo not be actually watching. Let him just be waiting for a random moment. Lucked out on that one. Like that man said, being blown up is not cool.
Oh god.
So I'm trying to lay a sentry in a spot where it's probably going to get some work done, but not be too obvious there on a corner. I didn't even see that sticky come flying out the doorway at me that blew me up. I just saw the one stuck on the inside of the doorway, and I thought, oh yeah, I can shoot a demo man down a hallway. No sweat. Speaking of demo men I'm shooting at, I'm thinking to myself, like, he's running away. I will chase him, and then I lucked out completely while he tried to hammer or bottle or perhaps Ulapul Kabar that was already detonated my sentry away, and he just didn't manage to get it. And so I got the NG there with 126 damage. Obviously NGs have 150 health, so lucky for me he was already damaged, and I dropped him in just one shot. And that gun on the ledge I've got there is just going to town. All I hear is the kill sounds, and I can't believe I missed the NG there with that crit. It's thoroughly disappointing. I didn't even get to keep chasing him because here comes a pyro chasing me. When he air blasted me into the corner, I was like, oh, he's got me. But luckily, I was far enough away and he didn't chase me for some reason. But then the pyro came in and I was like, oh, I better go with him. And me and the pyro shooting the other pyro. Even if he has a medic, we'll get him. Obviously not. He's chasing me now. He's got that crits activated. I just ran as soon as I saw the crits. I was like, I want nothing to do with this. I will just run for my life, straight line style. And I didn't buy that for a second. I'm like, you're coming from their spawn. No, I don't believe you. You are a spy. So, speaking of spies, Spy took out my sentry, so I'm moving in now with crits. And same spy, same disguise as last time. I managed to only barely hit him, but at least he didn't stab anybody on the cart. So I got lucky in that sense, at least. And really, my teammates did for that matter, too. And even though I've got 2 revenge crits here, they've got a mini sentry, or actually, I guess a level 1 there, built up on that corner, and I was like, I need to shoot it. It is a problem. And they've got another sentry on the right, but it went down before I even got to it, luckily. Another lucky moment for me. Playing NG, trying to play offensive NG, especially, is such a delicate balance. If you push too hard, you are utterly exposed and vulnerable and easy to take out. But if you push just the right amount and you're there with your team when they get to certain, points and certain front lines, then you can really, really be a benefit. I ran into that heavy in close quarters, and when I saw him spun up, I should have just backpedaled and tried something. But I kept running at him, thought maybe he wouldn't see me until it was too late for him, but no such luck. And doing that as an NG, running up on a heavy, I'm gonna say 19 times out of 20, that's your death right there. You are gonna get gunned down by a minigun. But every now and again, you can manage some silliness, running around in circles, or he just spins down at just the right moment and you run in and shotgun him down, because the shotgun is a powerful weapon. And same demo, same situation, maybe not the same demo, same situation though. Could not get my mini sentry, and even though it's being sapped, I wanted to put another one up top because we are again around the corner. We just got the point, and they've got a gun on the point. I can hear it just utterly gunning people down and popping up repeatedly in the kill feed. And that guy was chasing me, and I totally expected him to come out the doorway with the timing that I fired with. I should have held back just a second because I had that crit. So I dropped that gun on the ground really quickly, and I didn't notice the sentry until it was kind of too late. I needed to get a look at the corner and should have been more cautious, but by the time I noticed it, I was like, oh, that's a gun on the corner. Yeah, oops. Oh well. But as you see, my gun dropped willy-nilly on a whim because I was being chased by a pyro, not in a good spot, not particularly aimed in any good direction. But despite those facts, it is being a huge benefit. It is layering up the damage, shooting almost continuously. And even if all I get is assists, I don't care. It's damage dealt to enemies, and anything that leads to them dying and us getting the corner is good stuff. That's all I'm concerned with. So I did decide to put my gun in a slightly better spot and get my revenge crits out of the sentry so I actually had them. So I got 5, fired 2, basically wasted them. At least those were kind of good shots, but I kind of needed a heal here, and this medic has almost got his Uber full. This heavy obviously thought he was about to have an Uber popped on him any second, but instead he died at the last second, so I've got to make use of this. I've got to punch everything to death. Everything! Nothing can stop the Falcon Punch. That was one of my favorite Ubers yet. Like that gentleman just said, that was like one of the best Ubers I've been a part of on either side of I'm very pleased with how that played out. As soon as I saw the heavy die and I got the Uber, I was like, oh, the medic popped it trying to save his heavy. I was in the way. I'm the one who prevented this from being a clean corner destruction, and then things worked out pretty well, if you ask me. So again, like I said, you got to move up with the cart, not too much in front of it, but at the same time, if you're hanging too far back, then you're not going to be getting any kills, and you're not going to be effective either. So I just, at this point, saw that mini going up, and I was like, oh, I can strafe a mini. I can totally not get killed by a mini, come on! Yes, I'm not dead! I was so tickled pink about that. I was like, oh, he's still shooting at me with a pistol! Damn it! He got me anyway. So, to no avail was my escape efforts, and yeah, there's so many reds on the screen right there, but that's also a great example of why you should always shoot at people if you have an opportunity to, even if you're only going to do 6 damage. I constantly hear people say things like, oh, you know, I'm only doing 6 damage, what's the point? That guy died with a 6 damage hit. There you go, he's out of the fight for 20 seconds or however long on defense these days, and as soon as that pyro came running up, I went to run up the hill, the stairs I should say, and get out of there, and he air blasted me. That shows you how close that was. Like, he did not want me running out of there, but then he wasn't in a position to follow up, so I still managed to backpedal, but not where I wanted to. And again, as long as you're kind of with your team, you're doing your job. You know, I want to be right with the people in the front, and building guns around corners, and doing everything I can to support them. And I gotta give credit where credit's due. That guy got me with a headshot. That was not a side stab, face stab, nothing. That was a ambassador headshot out of the blue. Ran up on me, bang. Like, good timing, well aimed. That was smooth. I like it when it's so smooth that you have to question what happened. Like, whoa, was that a backstab? And I saw, no, I was headshotted. Was I headshotted by a sniper? No, I was headshotted by the spy. That's pretty smooth. At least that's how I felt about it. Right here, I was thinking about building another gun, but then my gun didn't go down, and it was still shooting at people. It dawns on me now, in retrospect, that, in fact, the gun was probably shooting at the cart and not actually managed to hit the guy on the other side, so I probably should have dropped it sooner than I did and built another one like I just did. But I waited, and now I've got like 22 health with rockets winging by my head. And I just am like, oh man, I gotta get the health, and figured I would shoot at the demo man. He didn't even notice me. No one's noticing me. And I'm like, okay, breather moment. Stop shooting your shotgun. Stick another gun up somewhere where they maybe won't notice it. Maybe right on top of the health pack, so people with no health going to get it might maybe get shot. And I was hoping for the best and hoping to see what it might accomplish. I saw that medic in the corner, and I was like, oh good, I'm going to kill a medic. And then my gun got blown up by that soldier. I come around the corner, and I missed the medic by a fraction. I fired just a hair too early, basically, is what I did there, and the medic lives. And my pride does not.
Goddamn, die like you're supposed to.
Oh, I love that guy being beat on by 2 pyros and somehow surviving over and over and over again. That was just really close, almost hits. You get those sometimes in a melee fight or in a melee exchange where you swing and you're not quite close enough. You're like 1 pixel away and it really looks like you just socked a guy in the face, but no, you didn't. Speaking of terrible moments, right here, I know that little ledge is there, but it's further up than I thought it was. I didn't realize quite how far down the platform I was. I just screwed up. There's no 2 ways about it. Just a minor miscalculation. Kinda still led to me cratering. Pointlessly. And right here is a perfect example of being too far forward. There was no team behind me. There was like 1 guy with me, he died, and I was just totally exposed, and you're not getting away with anything in that situation. Brass Beast might have a really slow spin-up time. It might have some vulnerabilities that you can exploit, but once it's already firing, it is a monster. I want no part of it. So I heard somebody say build a dispenser here, so I built a dispenser there. I hope that was where he meant. And I was trying to prevent him from getting to the health in time, and then I didn't. So as I ran for my life like a coward, I dropped a mini-sentry, more as a distraction, more to block incoming projectiles than anything else. I've used mini-sentries before to block rockets on an escape. It's like, you know what, if I'm going to be shot in the back by projectile users and whatnot, I have an opportunity to block them with an object, go for it, by all means. And here's that heavy again, and like with the Brass Beast, and I got a few shots at him, and he was shooting down the ramp at me, but I went up there like Kenshiro, and knocked him out. I didn't want to talk over that. took way too much time to get those sound bites from the show, Fist of the North Star, and put them in there, because that's what I felt like at that point. After punching out that sentry earlier in the match, I felt like some kind of badass. Yeah, right there I thought for sure I'd get to that health, but he air blasted me right before I got there and made sure I died. That was a good move. I have equal degrees respect, admiration, and frustration at those moments. Like, ah, damn it, that was good. Good move, good thinking. So, too much on their heels, just not enough left to push back with. We managed to get that card in. I honestly wondered at some points during that defense if we would manage it. So the next round begins, and, you know, doing my normal NG type stuff, building stuff, helping other people build. If I'm a mini sentry NG and there's a big sentry NG around, I will usually put my efforts into helping him upgrade his stuff before I even bother with my own telly and so forth, because he's got a real NG base built up. With a level 3 that's going to defend him and his stuff, he's going to be in the immediate vicinity, he's not going to be running around in crazy circles. Well, there's a spy.
That was a spy.
So I figured, hey, I'll just build my dispenser in front of his. He can still stand inside of mine and bang away on his gun. And if he gets attacked by a spy or something, he won't have a clear shot at his back. Or at least maybe not as clear of a shot at his back. All the same, I don't even have a dispenser up at this point. I'm just kind of hunting around the area and trying to decide where best to put my mini. So I figured, you know, well, maybe I'll put it on that edge. I really didn't like putting it out there, and Jarate Soap Soldier blows me to smithereens. And my gun got blown up pretty quickly, as I thought it would, because it's out on a ledge of overlooking the cart in plain view of the cart. But at this point, they managed to get to the sentry nest, the proper NG nest. And I'm just running around the cart doing my active mobile thing, and you know what, he's on fire. I know he only got barely lit on fire, but I figured 3 solid shotgun blasts would kill him. As you can see, he has a fraction of health left. Somehow he did not die from that pyro,
I mean, it was a very nice
or
helpful thing, but at the same
the
time,
afterburn after the fact. I was just stunned. I was like, really? That guy didn't die? Okay. It happens sometimes. And there's more soldiers. In fact, soldiers blowing me up in this building kind of becomes a recurring theme here. You know, I took a little bit of damage. I figured I'd go get that little tiny health bottle right there on the ground next to my blood and body parts. So the next spawn, I'm taking the telly, and here comes a pyro running up. I'm like, oh, that was so totally a spy. Kind of disappointing. There's a spy chilling back there at spawn. But I did manage to take out the sniper, and that always gives me a warm feeling, taking out snipers. And again, coming around a corner, hi soldier, rocket to the face. So I spawn again just in time to save the tellies. I feel like I've done a good thing here. I got his telly back up to full health, and I figured I'd go through immediately before even addressing my telly's health, so that I could help him with the rest of his stuff, but the rest of his stuff was already gone. And on top of that, that sniper's over there again, watching that angle, the angle that I was killed from slightly earlier. So I'm backing up here, figured I would be stuck building past the first point, but there goes an Uber and so forth, and that's always a reason to push forward, no matter what class you are. Uber means push. So I go charging up, and there's that sniper again, and I dropped a sentry real quick as a distraction, just so he couldn't come out that doorway, and I'm running as fast as I can to get behind him, knowing that he's going to take it out any second, and got there just in time to sock him in the face, or the back of the head, really, not so much the face, because he wasn't really looking at me. But in my mind's eye, I punched him square in the schnoz. Square in the schnoz. Again, competent, heavy, prepared, knows you're there, not getting away with anything. And man, that corpse went flying off the front of the train there. I got an assist for finishing him off, but I mean, the train deserves all the points on that one. And I figured, you know, I'll drop another gun as quickly as possible. If nothing else, it's going to be a distraction for a few seconds to stop the soldier from being able to chase me. Dropped another one. I figured I will punch this guy as he comes out, and then I got stuck in the corner, up against that corner right there, that bloody corner I'm stuck on. If I had come out of that doorway and moved to the right a little bit, I'd have been able to backpedal and got a real clean shot at the sniper. Plus, the sniper would have had to make a decision in that instant between me and my mini, and I don't know, things would have been better. Things could have been different. I could have been a contender with my metal fists. But it was not to be. So we did have to fall back. They did obviously get the first point. We've got an entire 6 minutes to try to hold them on this ramp. But this ramp is a hell of a thing. High ground is really important in this game. And you know what? I don't know where the grenade was rolling that killed me, but obviously it was somewhere under me. So I'm, always just heading back. His telly's down now, I've noticed. The one that was up last time, I was like, well, that's not good. Things are just slowly but surely turning against us. And I saw that spy running. I called him out, but didn't even need to. The pyro was on top of things, burning him alive. So just sticking my gun at the top of the stairs. So anybody who goes in there for the health pack or just happens to be heading in that direction, hopefully does not notice it until it starts blasting them in the face. Speaking of people and getting blasted in the face, here comes most of the blue team. Up on the right there, and I'm circling around for metal, because as you can see I do not have sufficient metal. I prefer to have 200 metal at any given moment. At the very least I need enough metal to be able to drop another sentry at a moment's notice. Even though my gun is currently in a pretty good spot, you see it didn't... I took out the one soldier, the second one actually saw me, and I didn't manage to get a shot at him, but it did delay and prevent the first one, and the spy got away. I could see the smoke from the dead ringer. And same soldier I think I was looking at 3 seconds earlier came down and finished me off there. He died in the process, but somehow him dying in the process didn't prevent him from getting a domination on me. It's one of those things, it's like semantics. It's like, okay, you killed me 4 times without me killing you. It so happens, is how I feel about that. It's like, it so happens you've killed me 4 times. And when I kill somebody and I get a domination on somebody else, it's usually the same thing. It's like, it so happens I've gotten 4 kills on you without you killing me. It doesn't necessarily mean anything in and of itself, but I am amused that it tracks that, just so that you have somebody with a nice target above their head, like, I need to get that guy, because he's dominating me. It's like, what's that mean? It doesn't mean anything, but I want to kill him. So the pyros at least are being pretty good about the spy checking. I really thought I even, like, partially phased through that guy a moment ago. You saw me kind of do a double take at him, but no, it turned out he was a spy. So you got to be very, very specific when you try to spy check by bumping into someone, whether or not you just kind of maybe glanced off of them or not. It's possible to not notice, though usually I notice the slightest bump. It's as soon as I notice that I didn't move as anticipated, it's like, oh yeah, there's a spy in the area, spy, everybody's attention, spy here somewhere, there's a spy. Be aware of the spy, watch your backs and fronts and heads, primarily backs. There he is. I got a shot at him, I think. And hey, with that red tape recorder, I actually have time to unsap my mini. Normally, minis, back in the day, even if you're standing almost on top of the thing when it gets sapped, you have time to get 2 swings on it by the slimmest of margins. So again, the main NG, or I should say the big sentry NG, who I feel like is the main NG, and I wanted to get that spy. I got blown up instead. But anyway, the NG who I feel like is the main NG because he has a big sentry, I am now going to throw my energies into helping. And that's the spy again disguising as a pyro. I got 1 swing on him. He goes around the corner and just goes running off. I left the NG to take care of his stuff, and I just really, really like to shoot spies and snipers, if at all possible. And there's the guy I'm being dominated by, and lucky me. See, it just so happens that I was in a good position to kill that guy while he was fighting, several other people. So I got my revenge. It's like, yes, I got my revenge. Single-handedly. But again, I'm building my dispenser next to the other dispenser so that teammates who are looking for health can get it back quicker. If you put 2 dispensers in 2 different places, unless you've got a front line that is separated by a mile, you're probably not going to be as beneficial as if they were next to each other. And again, with this weird cart, you can't shoot over the platform on the back on Frontier. The sentry's just low enough to the ground that it just shoots the crap out of the platform and doesn't hit anybody. So that guy coming charging with the gloves of running urgently didn't accomplish much, but the Uber that came behind him did. And while that's going on, there's this mini battle happening over here where me, a sniper, and a spy, and the spy ran off, and somehow or another the NG stuff is still up. Somehow that Uber did not take it out. I'm cool with that. We've got 1 minute to go here, and rather than talk about the gameplay of the last minute here, which is honestly pretty self-explanatory, a spy comes in and saps this stuff, and we lose it all in a flurry of explosions and gunfire, and then we make a valiant last-ditch effort to stop them from getting this point. But Nananki, you might ask, if you're not talking about the gameplay, what are you going to talk about for the last minute of this video? Well, I just wanted to give a big thank you to a couple of people, a couple of other YouTubers who have really good channels that are worth checking out. I've subscribed to one of them for 6 months now, the other one only recently, but they're both awesome and you should check them out. Their names are L2309 and British Engineer. As a matter of fact, L2309 gave me some positive feedback on only my 7th commentary, back when I had like 23 subscribers, and a dozen of them were people I knew personally, who were friends of mine, who were basically humoring me, like, yes, I'm subscribed to you now, leave me alone. Not only did he leave a nice comment when I started doing this and gave me positive feedback, he also recently gave me a shout out on his channel, completely unprompted, unexpectedly. I was actually watching his latest video, and when I always read the description because I'm a YouTube person and I read the description, damn it. I noticed that he had given me a little shout out, like, hey guys, check this other fellow out, he's another YouTuber doing TF2, and I just think that's awesome, and he's awesome. And also, the British engineer is awesome. He did the same thing on his latest video, and I only subscribed to him very recently, but I think he's hilarious. And so, in a nutshell, thanks guys, you're awesome. Your stuff's great. It gives me a high bar to aim for. But yeah, it's because of you guys that I managed to hit 300 subscribers just recently. Thanks to all my subscribers, and thanks to you guys especially for giving me that shout out and for being supportive of me and the entire TF2 community. You guys are awesome, and keep being awesome, and I will keep trying to be awesome, and hopefully you all will be with me for this long adventure, and we will see where it ends up in the end. But as always, I do greatly appreciate you guys watching. Seriously, thank you very much. Do like it if you liked it, and I will catch you next time. Peace.